ZL Entertainment.
Greetings, boys and girls. I am Jack Dion from ZL Entertainment, and today we are here for another episode of Sims 3. Episode 9, that is. And, it's been a while. The last time I recorded something, it actually the footage just disappeared or something. It didn't work out. So, that is the lost episode that nobody will ever know about or see. Anyways, this is our main character, Jonny. And, he's standing there. He just woke up. Guess he's just contemplating life. Wondering if he really wants to go to school ever again. But, of course, I guess he does, because we can see as we follow him along his own pathway to school, that he does indeed still want to go there. He is, he's actually really close to, I almost said leveling up, but no, he's almost close to aging. So that'll be kind of cool. I will also say that the audio in this video did kind of get messed up. I don't know how. It had this shrill sound in the background. Not sure how that one happened. It wasn't a high shrill sound. It was just very low, but it was still kind of annoying. So I decided it was best to just get rid of the audio. So, as you will be able to tell, there's no audio. I don't even know if I'll add any music into the background. Even if it is Sims music, I don't really feel the need to right now. This session took about 4 hours to record, and I was only able to edit it down to about 2 hours. So I've decided to split the two into two parts for for episode 9 and episode 10. And here we are back to from when he got home from school. So that's cool. He feels like playing a bit of video games, as you do. So I'm planning on something kind of slightly huge for this series. This is going to be the last. It's the penultimate of the series for season 1. The denouement of this season 1 will be uploaded later today, if I'm able. Well, I should be able to, because it's all the same session. So, but I'm planning on something huge for the next season that will start in about October, I believe. And it'll go with a regular, like, 22 episode kind of thing. But I'm planning on doing what, like, real life shows do and record everything in the summer, you know. Of course, that requires me to have a better computer. I mean, I don't really need it. It just kind of helps with editing and rendering out videos so they don't take 2 hours and that they take like 10 minutes. But I'm planning on something kind of huge and making it more of an actual show. Either way, I'm also going to be editing it down a lot more, condensing it, because I don't want to do one day for an episode. I still want to do the whole week thing, but there's going to be a point where it gets way too much, because I'm going to be filming his life and the secondary main character for now, which will be his sister eventually. And that's going to be a lot of footage. That's why this took 4 hours. And editing it down to 2 hours, that's too much of a video for Sims 2, so originally I was going to speed it up by 2 times, but then I thought that was not needed because I wanted to split this up into 2 parts instead of recording a whole new different episode. Kind of cheesing it on that, yes, but oh well. So what I'm going to eventually do is just get rid of like little minor things like using the bathroom. I might show that once a day at most. You don't really see that kind of stuff in TV shows. I want it to be more like life events of something happening and it being very important. So, yeah, like say in his teen years, he's has a date and you kind of see him preparing for it one day and then like 5 days later when it happens, then we focus on that. So, that's kind of what I'm looking for in this series. And he's talking to some girl on the phone. I want him to keep his options open for who he may date when he becomes a teen, but I don't know if their times are the same time as his. I say that because I don't believe they aged the same time he did, but we'll see when we start playing his teen years. So yeah, he's speaking to his friend right there, who's basically his best friend. One of his best friends. He has two, technically. I mean, she's not his best friend yet, but right at this moment is where they're going to make sure that they become best friends. And his other best friend is a rich dude, that nerdy dude that we've saw in the very first or second episode. I can't remember when it was now. It was last year when I did this. Huh. Alright. So now they're hanging out inside his place. I think that I have them doing homework together as well, but we'll have to see what they do. Yep, there we do. We do the homework eventually, so that's grand. Just talking there in front of their statue, basically. They have their own private fire person there. Still haven't figured out how to get rid of them. Nobody really messaged or commented on how I could do that. So that may just very well become part of the storyline. Yep. They just keep on talking, don't they? Our main character does look tired, but he's still much rather speak with a friend instead. Johnny's dad just came home from work, so that's awesome. Quickly checking out what they all need to do, but not much, so I didn't have to do anything there. No edits there needed. Isn't that just great? I was gonna have them play tag, but I don't know how long I have them play it for. Not very long. One of the things I had him do was ask her how her day went, and I didn't know they actually tell you But we'll see how her day went, even though I'm pretty sure I clicked through it really quickly. And yep, they're still just playing tag. It's a wondrous thing. Yep. Get rid of those. And as you can see, it did tell you that she was having a bad day. Either I knew about that and forgot about it, or just finally saw that for the first time just then. But yeah, that's why I had them play a little bit longer than I would have. Not much longer, but enough. He's going to clean up the little shit bucket over there. Yeah, things are. Sometimes the game likes to mess up randomly. Before he does that, he's going to, of course, fix the shower, obviously, because you want it. You want to be able to do that, and that's enough of them playing. And now it's up to them to start doing their homework. His mom snuck home before I even knew that she was there, and she just randomly stares off in the distance, doing nothing. It's one of those things that keeps you up at night in wonderment to how things go. Apparently, one of them had a want of doing homework together or doing something. I don't know. I just saw the plus 500 things, so. And they're doing homework together, and as you can see, Johnny's really intelligent. He's a quick learner, apparently, because he was able to do it way before she could. And I was going to have him try and help her with her homework, but couldn't really do that, so I just had him speak to her as she was doing her thing, but eventually his sleepiness got a hold of him. Yep, there he is, getting extraordinarily tired now, so. So, eventually we're just gonna have him go to sleep because, and a few other things I'm sure that he'll need. Yeah, as you can see, I don't even, she was barely above halfway. So that's awesome. I'm surprised her parents haven't come to Johnny's house telling her to go home. Usually that's usually what happens, you know. Usually, but apparently this time not. Oh well. Gonna have him do a few little things here and there, including getting a quick little snack to eat before he goes to bed. It's a wonderful thing. Yep, he's done with speaking with her for the night. He just can't, handle anymore. It's time for him to sleep. And since she's not doing anything, she's gonna just empty that mess out. And she'll take her to bed. waiting for Johnny to go to the bathroom, but he's taking his sweet ass time. So while we wait for him, we just do a few random things. Might as well. There we go. No need to cut those things out because it's really quick and who cares? And then everybody just randomly decides to do it all at the same time. Even though they're a family, apparently they don't feel comfortable being in the same room together. Kind of strange. I mean, I've I've been in the shower many times and people just randomly go in and they do their business. I mean, there's a shower curtain so you can't see either person, so there is that. That their shower does have a glass kind of thing, so you can kind of see through it, but that might be the reason why they weren't comfortable. Um, but yeah, there's been many times where if somebody else was in the shower and I had to take a piss or a shit or whatever, and got to do what you got to do. So it is true that Johnny isn't very well friendly with his own parents or anybody else in his family for that matter. Because that's not what I focused on. And that's not his focus right now. His focus is just having fun. But in his teen years, he'll start to take things a little bit more seriously. That is one of his wishes before I ended the session, is he wanted to be friends with his mom and dad. And them the same thing. So that is something that I'll have them do. Just like maybe go on an outing together. Go to the park together. Haven't done that yet. He's never really actually even really wanted to go to the park. That was a bit wordy of a sentence, but whatever. And once again, it's time for him to sleep. We'll see him in the morning. And that morning time is, now. It is now morning, and it's time for him to get out of bed. He's going to school once again. Tuesday. And, yeah. Once again, he doesn't want to get out of bed, but it's alright. He has to. And, once again, he likes to take a bit of time to contemplate whether he wants to go to school or not. He's a highly intelligent kid, and he's on the honor roll all the time. And he doesn't even really try. He doesn't even really like school, honestly. He his favorite thing about school is meeting new people and having new friends. He's not exactly a popularity kind of person, but he just likes. He's more of a social butterfly, I suppose, is the term, and that's kind of what he is. But he doesn't care about being popular. That's not really high on his list. He just likes being around people. He's an extrovert for sure. But there's not much else I mean, he's a creative also. He's very creative. So it would be very difficult for me to figure out if he's like of the creative side or the popularity side or the romance side even. Probably the romance would be third on that list, and it's kind of like a mix of popularity and creative. And once again, it's almost time for him to go to class and for us to see him when he gets back home. this little bit of him going to school is something I'm going to be kind of not doing anymore. It'd be cool to have like a series where you can show inside the class and having like stuff like that. Just like, Boy Meets World, which is an awesome show, by the way, but can't really do that. So I'm starting to think there's no need to show his morning stuff anymore. At least not until he gets a job. But yeah, no need to show his school stuff. He's coming home and he's going to go to bed, and then he's going to take a quick nap, basically, and then he's going to shower and do his few things, and currently he's sleeping, so we'll just once again come back when he's done with all that mess. And pretty quickly, because, with the power of editing, that's how that goes. Um, After he showers, we're going to have him do his homework. And after that, he's going to talk to a girl. Not sure which girl he's going to date. That's kind of like up to him in a way, due to which of the girls he gets along with more. We take away his homework and do it after because it's starting to get a bit late, so the girl may have been asleep by the time he called, or it might be too late. Oh, and by the way, we met the original Johnny Black. When everything messed up that one time, I had to redo everything, and so there's another Johnny Black. There's a whole another family of them out there, so yeah, that's annoying. But it's kind of funny and interesting. Anyways, yep, he's speaking to her, and trying to become good friends. Eventually, I'm gonna just invite her over, see if she actually is willing to do so. Sometimes, most of the time, they don't. Um, but yeah, he's doing his homework now, and his mom off in the background just working out. Seems like a legitimate thing that would happen. Let's quickly check in to see what he could get, and some of the stuff isn't really needed. In fact, that complimentary entertainment he didn't really need right now either. A lot of this stuff is more of something he would need once he starts dating, really. It'll help keep his price down of stuff. Oh, Zoe has leveled up in skills, so that's cool. And Johnny's done with what he was doing, so now I want to get his writing skill up as much as possible. By the time he's a young adult, he's gonna be very, very good at writing, kind of like I was. I mean, I started writing when I was 7, so yeah. The only difference is he was actually able to somehow, publish something when I wasn't able to until like 3 years ago, and that was still a self-publish and wasn't making nearly as much money as he is. In fact, I haven't made any money from it. So please, please, get my book. It's only like $5 or $6, not much. I'm pretty sure we're not going to be able to get his writing skill up before he goes to bed, but that's alright. We're going to get as much of it as we can. That's all that really matters. And pretty soon he's gonna go to sleep because, you know, that's what you do. Yeah, I wanted to change the music because it was real music, but as it turns out, it doesn't matter because audio was messed up on this video. At the very least, we have a video to look at, you know. That's the best, that's the main thing that matters. Funny enough, in the video that didn't work, the audio worked, but the video did not record, so, you know, funny. Strange. Quite opposite in this video, but as you can tell, a video is more important to have video. And the commentary is the audio, so that's good enough. Um, I wonder how far he'll get. I wonder if he'll get halfway through the skill. Right now, he's slightly above a fourth through this level. But yeah, I think we can get halfway through it, or almost halfway. Did a little bit of editing there. He had to fix somebody's shower, so I had him start on that, and no need to show that off. Gotta edit every bit you can. While Johnny is working on his writing skill, I want to get the mom to get the little crybaby out of the crib. You know, that's important to do. She's got to eat too. And, yeah, I went over, I don't think I was up there in enough time, so we didn't really see what the skill was, but it doesn't really matter, and, we're, getting him ready to go to bed. Another day over. Wednesday already over, and the next day on Thursday will be when he ages, and the day after that his sister will age. But I believe that is in the next part. Can't quite remember. As soon as he becomes a teen, like, I spend a lot more time on, there's a lot more time with him because there's a lot more stuff to do with him, especially since you have to, like, change his appearance and clothing. He's just about done with the bathroom and setting everybody else up while he's doing his stuff. Slightly efficient there, but he's gonna have to eat because he's pretty hungry too. So after he snacks on something, people don't really eat in his family. They just kind of snack around. That's kind of what I do. And they have enough money to have a an actual legitimate computer table for their computer. It's just I didn't really think about it, and honestly, I don't think there's enough room for it anymore. Like, it'd be cool if it was in his room, but he doesn't really have room in his room. And then in the living room, you could probably put it next to the bookshelf. So I guess it's still a possibility. And time for him to go to sleepy. Sleepy time. And then, rinse and repeat. The cycle begins once again. And he's getting up once again and contemplating school time, whether he wants to or not. And he decides on going to school. Yep. I'll definitely not be putting this into any more episodes. In the next season, that is. Yeah, once again, I'm going to have him meet new friends because meeting new people is what he is, if I can speak properly, what he is all about pretty much right now. We'll see how he is in as a teen. That'll be interesting. Indeed. And he just comes home, wants to nap again, and once again, we'll just cut quickly through that as he goes off and does his stuff. Namely, his homework. He just randomly just does his homework, like... I don't know, that's just what he does, I guess. And after that, I'll have him, once again, work on his writing skill. And now we'll be able to see where he last left off. That'll be nice to know. I'm curious anyways. I missed it. I don't know if I actually missed it or if I blinked too long and it was not there anymore. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah. He's decided to take a shower beforehand, so that's probably a good idea. We'll just I'm sure we'll just wait here, having the dad take care of the shower that he upgraded for the person. It's done with his shower. We got $12.50 from that, so that's good. We have enough money to start getting things if we so desire, but for now we're not. Jonny is taking his sweet ass time once again, contemplating something, I suppose. He is a thinker, and here he is. Starting to about, yes, that you heard that here first. And then we quickly zoom away, so we don't want to see what he's gonna do, apparently. It was about halfway, though. Because there's no way he got too much in that time. So he was probably slightly above halfway last time. Though he was at about a fourth before that. So I believe he'll get another fourth. Slightly above fourth, obviously. Before he goes to bed again. So I don't think he's going to get the skill share. Yes, I already forgot. I just recorded this yesterday, and I'm doing the audio the same day I upload this. But that's alright. And, we're gonna have him eat something because, well, he's gonna be hungry before he needs to go to bed, and then we'll have him go to bed. But as things turn out, this is his birth anniversary, and He does age today, so before he can do any of those things, something incredible happens here. Something, you know, that something big happens. Let's just put it at that, because I mean it's quite obvious what happens, but still, let's continue this coyness for a little bit longer. Have him quit there manually, so that means we won't know how long he could have done that for. Gonna have him eat first. Now I'm starting to think that maybe this wasn't the day. I'm pretty sure I saw the sign that said today was the day he aged up, but maybe not. Either way, all of what I said about something big happening still is going to happen. Just there we go. There we have it. Yeah. Okay. The day off, I suppose. So he ages up on Friday, and she ages up on Saturday. Either way, I wanted to show that off because it was an important message, I believe. Just to show that today was the day. I could have sworn I already saw that on Thursday, but it's whatever. He's going to school, but once again, he's taken a long ass time to contemplate whether he even wants to. He's like, man, I'm a teen today. Why do I have to go to school? But apparently, he decided to go to school. Which doesn't really matter because he's already doing very well in school. Will that continue in his teen years? Well, we'll have to just see about that. Once again, he just randomly, I don't even know what he did this time. He decided to go out the front door, or the back door, I should say, because that's what it is. And somehow he ran away around the whole block. I don't know how, but he did. In that little amount of time, he ran around the backyard of the other house and ran down the sidewalk. I don't know, but that's something that will keep me up at night for a few days to come. Not at all. But still, that was really kind of strange. And we'll catch up with him when, he's done with boring school time. And, with editing powers, we are there. He's doing his homework. His last bit of homework for school that is quite useless because it's on Friday, so it's, first of all, very useless. And homeworks on Friday, any school who does that is just pure evil as far as I'm concerned. Because it's just stupid. I never did homework. If I ever got homework on a Friday, I never did it. Never. And I still graduated. So keep that in mind to the probably one kid watching this. I don't think there are any young people watching my stuff. I wouldn't care either way, but yeah, keep that in mind. Homework is actually quite overrated. It's more useful in Sims than it is in real life because most of the grades you get are actually due to quizzes and even the pop quiz, I'm doing air quotes right now, pop quiz, what they call. But for some strange reason, those actually give you a huge grade. It depends on the teacher. All this depends on the teacher. Each different teacher grades differently. But generally speaking, homework isn't that big of a deal in the end. It's like 25% for the most part. In the high school I went to, we didn't even have homework. We just stayed after school for an hour later, or we didn't stay after school, I should say, because School was an hour longer than normal school. Like we went there from 8 to 3:30 instead of 8 to 2:30. Um, Classes were a little bit longer because um, the principal, who actually got a doctorate in teaching somehow, she decided that homework wasn't useful at all, and right she is. So my high school class had no homework, and we did all the supposed homework. We did all the work in the class at the time, and I learned way more than I did in the normal high school at that school. It was a college prep, an academy. It was a college prep academy that you actually had to wear a uniform and prepared you for college. And probably, I mean, you probably were a lot more intelligent than a lot of kids who first started college for the first 2 months. It's more hectic in college, but the things you will learn in college are a little bit lower than what you learn in your last year at the academy. I learned it was actually above what college was teaching at the time. I don't know if they're still doing that. But interesting little fact there. Little random tangent I went on. Not sure why, but yeah. Basically, homework is useless, and that high school experience I had is what taught me that. Um, so Johnny here has done a few things that you guys were able to see for yourself, and now he's gonna work on his writing skill once again because he's gonna want to write. There's gonna come a time when he ages, of course, which is pretty soon. Um, but we'll worry about that when the time comes. I'm gonna have to see how to make mods from this game. Like maybe there's a mod maker program that you can do things. But I want to change certain things in this game because it says celebrating birthday, and I personally, not only do I loathe the idea of birthdays, I actually will never celebrate them, and I just hate the idea. So I hate the idea that it says that's what he has right now. So I kind of want to change that at least to birth anniversary because that's a more appropriate and better term to use. Either way, this is a huge event. I didn't play it off this way, I promise you. But everybody was very excited for when he aged up, but not when she did. So that was a little bit weird and a bit messed up. But I guess the game was playing along with the importance of our main character. It was kind of cool. And here we go. Everybody is very excited, making random noises for some strange reason. Um, Very barbaric as far as I'm concerned, but you know what? Each to their own, I suppose. So these people are very overly excited that he's 1 year closer to death, and so yeah. But at least he's able to date now, so that's going to be very fun. That's originally I wanted to start him off in teen years, but then I was like, no, that's kind of boring. I want I want to see him as a kid as well. Honestly, I was originally going to start him off as an adult, but I was like, no, I want to see what his family life was like. So, in all actuality, this first few seasons is just it's just going to be like a prologue to what the real thing was going to be. But there we go. He did good in his teen life or his child life, so we're able to choose he's able to choose a new perk or whatever you want to call it. Um, and in the background, as we're checking this out, we can see that he definitely has changed into something that looked more like his dad, sports related person, but he actually does not like sports stuff. He's kind of finds it very boring. He's he's kind of like more of a rebel. I think he's rebelling against what he was before. Like the whole idea of being popular. I don't think he really likes that idea as much anymore. So he's gonna change to something else. We'll see what that is. I was thinking on doing ambitious because he's very ambitious, but then I was like, I don't know. I felt a change. I always feel different changes as people age in this game, and I just didn't feel like he was ambitious anymore. I didn't feel like he was going towards being popular anymore. And he was a workaholic, so to speak, in that his schooling, he was a workaholic. But I felt that even that he has changed on. And I feel like there's something else he is. I was thinking on artistic for a while here because not only is he a painter, but it also helps with music and writing. So I eventually just decided, you know what, we're going with that. So he is very artistic now. So that will help him. So we get our first appearance of him, and as you can tell, um, he has alien eyes going on here. Or my first thought was reptilian eyes, as people call it, which technically would be the same thing, alien, reptilian. But that was kind of a strange, you know. Apparently, our character here is of a reptilian alien descent. It's quite all right. Reptiles deserve loving too. And there we go. He finally switches over back to his human form. uh, and one of the very first things we're going to do is change his appearance. Because this is just pretend. This is not exactly at all how his hair is going to be. It's not canon at all. His hair is not that way at all. In fact, part of the storyline, if anybody is wondering, and I'm slightly making up on the spot, is that he's been growing his hair out the whole time. And at this point in time, his hair has actually finally grew to what he wanted it to be, and we'll see how his hair is once we change that. It'll be a wonderful thing for damn sure. Although I had difficulty of figuring out which hair length style I wanted because there was a few kind of longer hairstyles. But eventually we choose the one that I feel is what he was going for. As you can see, we have the emo long hair, we have the long hair, we have the mullet, and we have the mohawk. Mohawk was the main one I was thinking at first, but doesn't really fit him, and I don't feel like that's something he would do particularly right now. Maybe later in his life, but um, for now he doesn't need a mohawk. I also feel that his side eyebrows are a little bit too big, so we're definitely going to change his eyebrows. And something quite annoying here is this, like his hairstyle didn't stay the same for like all his clothing choices, as we'll see. Um, I was thinking of doing sideburns and any facial hair, but I decided not to. Um, but yeah, like his hairstyle itself didn't say for all his clothing styles, so we had to get that fixed up. as we'll see in a few seconds. Well, actually, technically, will be about 5 minutes, but it's whatever. Anywho, we look at the emo hair and just didn't fit his face. Could technically say that he like tried the emo hair, but it didn't work out for him. And then I thought of maybe not long hair at all for a moment, but no, it is canon that he's been trying to grow his hair out long. These may be some hairstyles he tried throughout his preteen years, but he eventually decided on having his long hair, and technically he is 13 now. Doesn't look it. In fact, the teen age kind of looks like you're about 16, but since you stay a teen for so damn long, I figure, you know what, 13 to 19, he is going to be 13, and that's how he is for quite a while. Um, yeah, let's see. How long is his teen years for? He's changed there, still hasn't appeared. Since it's so late, we'll worry about his clothing change later. But it'll be quite interesting to see. His teen years will last 28 days, I believe. It's either, if I changed it to the bigger one, it's going to be either 28 days or 84 days. So, he's going to be a teen for, uh, let's see, 7 days, 10 episodes, 70, 77, 84. So he's going to be a teen for 12 episodes. So all of next season is how long he stays a teen for, and we'll actually see him be an adult, as a young adult at that moment. And he'll stay a young adult for about 10 episodes, I guess. The young adult doesn't last that long, though, so... Um, actually, yeah, it does. For some strange reason. $17 years. But yeah, that'll last 204 episodes, so have fun with that one. Which is about 29 episodes, so yeah, he's gonna be a young adult for quite some damn long time. And this is his first day as a teen, 13 years old right here today. Technically it's a day later, so it's probably like 13 in like a month or two. But yeah, we're gonna have him change his clothing. Also, as you can tell, we're gonna have to change everything else because his hair is not what it's supposed to be. That's not canon at all. We may see it as that way, but they do not. It's long hair, so no worries about that. Quickly finding some clothes for him, and though the shirt worked alright, I couldn't find some good enough pants, so we changed it around to be something cool. But yeah, as you can see, there's nothing really that is cool enough and artistic enough, or just spells out him, you know? That shirt came close enough, but there was no pants at all that I liked. There's maybe one or two, but they were kind of like, I just, the character that I see would not wear most of these clothing at all. I mean, maybe one or two of them, but eventually I was just like, no. So we'll see pretty soon what he chooses. I decided to go for shoes first. Make sure there's still the Converse style shoes because those are. I was thinking on that or the boots, like most goths seem to do, but I don't like to wear boots, so I guess that's a random weirdness between me and other goths. Although I suppose I am more slightly on the emo side nowadays. So the Converse kind of makes sense. I was gonna go with sunglasses, but I couldn't remember which ones he used to wear, and um, I don't know if they actually work well for him anymore. Earrings that nobody will ever see. Cool old rock and roll wristband type thing. And a ring. And socks, because I hate when it just bad feeling to me. Need socks. And of course we get this thing. He is not goth, which is why I don't give him the makeup like a goth would, but he is really close to being one. So yeah, now we're gonna get all the clothing for all the other stuff, formal and sleepwear and all that jazz. Um, Gotta quickly get all the stuff he has. Earrings, rings, socks, all that stuff. Hmm. Finding some interesting shoes is gonna take a while, but you know what? That's what we've gotta do. Finally found some interesting shoes. I hate those pointy-ended shoes. They hurt. They look better than the square-end shoes, but the shoes that end with like a flat area, they are a lot more comfortable. Yep. Now we're going with sleepwear. Things that make sense. His earrings. His ring. Not gonna wear socks to bed. Maybe in the winter time, but there's no seasons in this game. Unless you want to pay extra for it, which is kind of a chip. But anyways, what he wears at night will probably be, or this is athletic, never mind. I don't think I really chose anything for his sleepwear, but it doesn't really matter because it doesn't really matter. Gotta make sure his pants are, good, shorts technically, Good color. Didn't want him straight up black because there's no such things. Because if you go out in the sun at all, the sun's gonna wear the color down. And just wearing them in general and washing them and all that stuff, it's gonna bring the color down a bit. You can get his accessories for athletic stuff. And then one last thing is going to be the swimwear. We'll go shirtless because that's all you've got for that. Gonna have his swim trunks there. Make sure, I just like to change the string color because that just looks really weird to me. Make sure it's completely white. And that's that on that. And make sure like he doesn't have any of that jewelry stuff, you know. Doesn't make sense. The earrings maybe. I've seen that before, but no rings. That might just come off. I almost did that, but then I was like, no. And that should be good. I don't know why you should have a hickey. It looks like it's the neck, so I don't know why they're showing that. Well, we finally finished that up. And, yeah, now we have to go and fix up his hair to make sure it looks how it is technically for them. So we're going to have him go there. I edited it quickly there because this area was taking a long time to do a lot of stuff, so I kind of did a lot of editing around here. And here we go. We make sure that his hair, I didn't know how to change it for all styles, and then I figured the lock icon was for all the stuff. So I do that, and it's gonna be there for all the styles now. There is one style I wanted to have long hair and a hat on, and that was for the athletic one because I liked how that looked. But that doesn't seem to be a thing, so I was gonna have him change into his athletic stuff, and I was gonna have him do all that stuff, but it was taking so long that I eventually just edit that out. As you can see, I try to change his clothing right here. And because because there was a moment where it showed him wearing a backwards hat, and I thought that looked cool, but I wanted that with long hair, so that didn't work. So I edited that all out, that whole section out. And now he's going to school, but that itself took a long time, so I edited a lot of that out until he decided to go to school. And this made me realize that he doesn't really care about school as much as he did before. He cares about it enough, but not as much as he used to. Like, now it's just like, whatever. For some strange reason, I just had this weird urge to eat a grilled cheese sandwich. Yeah, that was just a random thing that popped up in my mind. A really cheesy one, you know, but whatever. Don't need a snack. And get past through the fridge so we can actually see our character. And the bus is long gone, and I figured like, oh, he's gonna get onto his bike, you know. But no, he actually calls a taxi, and he just goes there in style. So yeah, it's kind of funny. My the small town I live in finally got like a taxi service like a year or so ago, and It's kind of weird and random. I don't see the need for it in such a small area. I mean, it is kind of a long... It's long but thin, like my penis. uh, okay. But anyways, yeah. And the taxi drops him right in front of the steps, like, properly. So I might have him just go to school using a taxi service or something. I don't know if you can actually go and call a taxi to go take you somewhere, but I'd rather him go use a taxi. I'm also thinking on having that cost money, because I was like looking at the money and that didn't go down at all. So I'm pretty sure there is one. I think my friend told me when I was doing the challenge, which I'm going to do eventually, that there is a mod for gas and stuff like that. So I think we're going to do that. But that ends this episode.